Yeah, no, it's just because I actually do have to get back to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Got a life. We're working, man. Working, man. We put that on there. Let's keep it going. Ah, bro.
What are you saying, family?
We're back, man. Just a convo.
Hey, with Ginger Joe.
I need that as an ad lib. Oh, man, I always think, how do I start these things? That's why I like rolling starts, like a natural conversation rolling into this. And be like, oh, we're recording that. Like I didn't know.
Yeah.
But my man, let me start with an introduction. If you don't know this man, then obviously you don't go onto my Instagram because he's the top pin, and also you probably don't live locally because he's the man around the ends, the busiest man I know. He needs to fucking have a break, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Mr. Reon WONG.
Hey. Family.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
How you doing?
Good, you know, bro. Good,
Yeah?
man.
You alright?
Yeah, fam.
This is the problem now. When I'm filming this, by the time this comes out, a lot of stuff may have come
And done.
come and done in the meantime. So yeah, man. Let's kick it off with who my man is. Why is he here with you, Joe? What's he doing, man? If you can see by my very nice table's finally filled up with something, a couple of things. I'll go over some of the sentimentals from our previous guest, which will be here always. I've got the Ellis Zorro card from the front of his door in Saudi. I've got a Whiskey by Time hat from my guy, Ollie O'Donovan, who was here, telling us all about his journey to success and the constant battle that life is. And then these are from you, my guy. And I want you to give these a little background because these are the coolest ones I've got on my desk. Actually, they're all cool. Let me not disregard anyone's gift. These are pretty cool, though, man.
These ones, yeah, we earned these, man. We earned these. So these are from the Sikwa 2 rematch. And that camp
It was a good camp.
That camp was a mad camp. I think that was probably our toughest works to date.
We was in like 2 times a week or 3 times a week?
3.
3 times a week. We was locked in.
We was locked in, boy.
If anyone wants to see that camp, it's literally the top thing pinned on my Instagram, Ginger Joe Training. It's the one there. We covered every single corner. I think I covered every single method of training from strength, ISO, banded.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, when I say I explored and learnt a lot about training an athlete at that point, that was a great camp, man. How long ago was that now?
I want to say 3 years. I think that was 20. No, it was 20.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, 22, 23.
Bro, I could just check on my phone right now if you need.
I know. Yeah.
Time flies, though, bro.
There's been so much things been happening in it between, but my first obviously defending my world title. We got the rematch, and yeah, man, we handled business, man. It was a dope fight as well.
I feel like if there's one thing when you watch Reon, that you can always bank on it. Like there's a lot of fighters out there, but it's always an entertaining fight with you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them are bloodbaths, but just the sheer velocity between you and respect to a lot of your opponents. Sometimes this is a pause comment. I'll look at the shape you're in before the fight, and the shape they're in, and go, this has got to be an easy win for Reon. And these guys actually managed to survive somehow. In there, not very well, but they're still in there with some of them.
Like I think. Remember, like every challenge that we've taken has been on paper. Experience-wise, I'm always the underdog. Cause
would you say so? Yeah.
Yeah, I think experience-wise. Like, remember, I ain't been in it as long as most people.
Yeah, they've been in since kids.
Do you know what I'm saying? I started like as a adult.
What age?
I walked into martial arts at 28, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
28?
Yeah, 28, or 26, something like that.
How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking on camera?
36.
So it's been a 10-year career.
Yeah, roughly, yeah. Well, I started 2017.
Yeah.
2017. Obviously, come home, made the transition.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, obviously it's been a long journey, but it's not in the grand scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? like these lot been fighting since they're like 14, 13, some of them younger, innit? So, but I've always been fighting, so.
That makes sense. Which kind of brings me to like, I'm the worst at introducing people because I say your name and then I go off onto a waffle.
Yeah.
Reon Wong, a professional fighter in K1.
Yeah.
Bro, good luck me remembering them all. Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And now transitioning into boxing.
Yeah.
Is there any I've missed?
No.
Because in the MMA world, there's so many things.
So it was we started with K1 and Muay Thai, and then now I've gone over to boxing,
which we're going to talk about. But I think a good way to kind of jump in and start this podcast is like, why have I got Reon here? Just to talk about his fighting, self-promotion? No. It's because your story is inspiring. It's inspiring now, but I think it's going to be inspiring forever for people to watch this that are maybe going through hardships and decision making in their life because of the options they've been given, sadly, from their upbringing or whatever may have caused someone to kind of go down the route they will go down. And the fact that you can always make that transition. Yeah, I mean, for me now, I'll say it as a compliment, you're, how do I describe you to people? One of the nicest guys I know. And that's not saying that you can't handle yourself, because obviously you can, but respectfully, if you enter a room, you shake everyone's hand, you say hello to everyone, you give respect almost before you've got it, as like do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give you my respect, and then you wait for someone to not show the same love back, and then it is what it is, but you always lead with respect and love, and I think that's an amazing trait, but it's not always been like that, has it?
No.
So for me to just say, this is why you're on here, because I want to explore your journey from the beginning until the belts, the father of three, the amazing man that sits across from me. But I will let you talk now. Take it back to wherever you want to start it from, bro.
Boy, where to start, man? Where to start?
Teenage years, for example.
I grew up 14th. You know, obviously we've known each other for a long time, so obviously know what I was about, always been around. I wouldn't.
Bro, you can be honest, by the way. You can share what you're comfortable to share, innit?
Yeah, you know me, man. I talk about whatever, man. You know, there's nothing in life that we hide from, you know, and nothing that we ain't learnt from and ain't able to learn from. So but growing up, 14th, you know, it was calm. Obviously, my mum was trying to do things a bit better than before. Obviously, I was born in Roehampton, so we moved to 14th, moved to Croydon, and it was meant to be like a fresh start. But for me, my older brother and my older sister and that had different upbringing. So a lot of things that was normalized in life for me growing up, whether it be the house getting raided.
This is your house, is it?
Yeah, like...
Due to what, if you don't mind me asking?
So my family was involved in crime, etc. So there's a certain like way of living that I was just used to. So like the house getting raided was normal. Like it wasn't like a shock, like, oh my days. Whereas I think now, if my house was to get raided, my kids, that's not normal, innit? It's crazy. But like prison visits, all of these kind of things, it was just normal. Everyone that's around me, that's growing up with, they've all been in jail. Or pretty much, to some extent, to somewhat being in trouble. So for me, I think for my mum and that, moving to 14th, moving to Croydon was meant to be like a fresh start.
I don't even want to make a joke at that point, but it's just
it was meant to be a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah,
out of the what's the saying? Out of the pot into the fire.
Exactly, yeah. But like growing up, it was calm and everything around there, like and the man and whatever. You know, going to school. And nothing will really ever really start like crazy. Like you're outside, but not really. It's not crazy. 12, 13 outside, smoking weed, whatever.
Which, by the way, a lot of people listening thinking 12, 13 smoking weed, but
Yeah,
I'm from Lewisham.
yeah,
Most people that are listening probably, if they're in our age group, will
yeah,
understand that that's probably the starting age.
because, and I think like remember things are different. Like our generation is different to the generations now, because when we was outside, it was like we still kind of be outside, play out, go link up, go football, go cage, whatever, like to the football cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for context. You know, down on the high street, whatever. Like
It's
just
almost an
outside.
element of like still being a kid while growing up.
100%.
Whereas now it's like
There's
they're
none
adults.
of that. Yeah.
Straight in.
But then there's no savvy, there's no street sense now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because where we would be outside and go to the park and etc. Like people don't want to let their youths just go play football in the park like that. You'd be able to be part of a football team, going to actual like after school club or whatever. Like myself included, like my son don't play out like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll take them park and be active with them in that aspect. But we'll get to that. But yeah, man, growing up in Fulton Heath, outside, I've always just been down, like, just got the man them. I wasn't really like, I wouldn't even say everything started as like on gang and on all that kind of stuff. Everyone was just outside and we were just thinking, then situations happen, people get into madnesses, then you're fending. Majority of my passer always came off of the cuff of defending others. Always kind of been cool with everyone anyway. Weren't always a prick. But I had prickish ways.
Yeah.
You get me? And then I think like 15, 16, living on my own, kicked out. House had been raided. Mum was getting fed up. Then
the house was now getting raided for you now?
Yeah, for me now.
For you now?
Yeah.
Okay, so your mum's moved away from it all.
Boom.
And now all of a sudden.
Now situations are coming to the front door due to my behaviours. Kicked out. I was living in Croydon. I was in hostels. And then my hostel got raided. Got in jail, firearms. But to me, it was just a joke, you know, because at the time I remember thinking, oh, I'm just going to get birded, going to get this, going to get that. And you go there, and basically you got a slap on the wrist, innit? Yeah. I remember like 2-1, some like minus, like I idiot sentence. And even when I went to jail, it's all the man them was in jail.
Yeah.
Them times, like 2007, come home, 2008, back outside.
So this is the first sentence. Was a year long.
Yeah. So
for
like
a firearms offence.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And you took that as like, okay, this isn't that serious a punishment for what I actually thought should probably be taken more serious.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Probably should be taken more serious.
No, 100%. But I remember my older brother at the time, obviously I'm like, I got sentenced, I believe, based on my mitigation, which was I said I didn't think it was a real firearm, innit? Because I didn't find no ammunition and the magazine. But obviously it came back and I said no, it's a firearm, like it's a firearm. And but I got sentenced, got a lighter sentence. My brother was like, listen, you got a touch. Don't think that's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
You get me? Of course. You think you know.
Test the limits.
Touch the road, back outside, 2008, and that, it was just a madness. Like if you know Fulton Heath, you know Croydon, especially like from like 06, 07, 08, it was just chaos.
I mean, I'll know the gangs. Are you able to name the gang names? Most people would know them.
Yeah, so obviously at the time, my lot was Gypset. Yeah, LMD, like all the ones.
That name used to strike fear into. I used to roll. I'm from Lewisham, but I used to roll around Bromley.
Yeah.
And we used to have a few friends, and they would have connections in Croydon, and they would talk about Gypset, and then they would play like Gret and Conan Chun on the whatever phone and that, and it was just like, rah, these man, don't go to Gypsy Hill.
Yeah. So we was outside, like, obviously outside, and then at the time there was we had a mad beef at the time in the ends. But when I was more say like some of the man them, more so I pass it with everyone.
Mm.
Somewhere, some of this one, that one. And then, as I say, because off the cuff of things, you can't take. That's my dog, innit? So.
Can we explore that just because I want to
Yeah.
keep your journey going? I want to keep bringing it back
Yeah.
to your journey to this greatness, and it's just like, but every time you say something, it's just like I want to explore that. Like, what is it in the mind of young adolescent males when it's like this stubbornness? Because now, what would you advise one of your kids if they were like risking their well-being and their freedom for a friend?
Well, I tell them, yeah, 'cause, my son, I see it now, but obviously he's in school, right? So the authorities that he has to deal with now is his teachers. So when they're sending letters home or we get a phone call and they're saying, oh, you know, Rio, this incident happened today, and I speak to him and he's like, yeah, well, my friend, and then thingy, and I'm saying, bro, it's long. Like, why? Because you're offending them, and I no disrespect to nobody, but half the time the same people ain't even defending themselves. Yeah. But then a lot of the time you're willing to do way more for people out of loyalty or love, even. Yeah, because obviously that's what it boils down to. Everyone, you know what I'm saying? That's the bros, isn't it? So it's family, isn't it? So what I'm willing to do for others, them same people ain't always willing to do the same for you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that there's any love loss or love difference, etc., so to say. It just means that not everybody's built the same, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think you'll find hardly anyone is, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why when you do find someone, like when I speak to you, and I've known you for maybe pushing 10 years, I don't know, maybe a little less. But I've always got that sense of, oh, no, this is a man of morals, and he sticks by his morals. And sadly, those morals, they took you into bad places early on, but you've managed to keep them, but in a more sensible light now. And that's why many others that I know, we really get along, because I'm like, okay, this is a man of integrity and loyalty and what he says he means. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've always felt that from you.
100%.
But sadly, at a young age, that got you into more trouble than... And sadly, like what you're explaining is the people that you got in trouble for probably, which we'll get to, because I know there's an even worse stage of this journey to come. I know the story. They don't know the story. It's mad.
Yeah. But like these, like, you know, so like you're outside, everyone's thinking, a lot of the time is you'll find that as well that, you know, like you care for people. So somebody could probably walk up to you and not necessarily, but they for argument's sake, you'll be way more tolerant to somebody shouting in your face than shouting in somebody's face that's with you.
Yeah.
It's just natural, isn't it? It's
weird.
Protection, isn't it? Like I don't know what it is exactly. But yeah, like for me, I can laugh things off, I shrug things off. But try and know if I feel like somebody around me is threatened, I feel like I almost have instinct. I got to do something.
A psychologist would root that back to, like, because when I went to anger management, I know it sounds young compared to you to prison, but when I went to anger management and the counsellor there was asking me as to, I had that protective gene, like I would get myself into, as you would say, passa or trouble over things that weren't my trouble to get into, but it was that protective gene. And it was because when explored for me through this, stuff that had happened in my life to my family that I felt powerless to. So it's like now I've got the opportunity to look after someone and be a hero, as they say. I'm jumping on it because it's like almost a subconscious in me that's like, I'm not going to let that happen again, because that happened to, sadly, me when I was younger. Something happened to a family member. I had no control and no power over it, but I felt powerless and I felt like I really wanted to do something about it. And it was... and then it was embedded into me now. Do you know what I mean? So 100% that would normally, we're not going to go down and try and find that route, but normally, from my experience, that what you're saying is normally spawning from a moment that's happened where you're like, no, I'm not going to let that slide again, and I'm going to look after people I love correctly forever.
100.
Which you should do. But I guess there's ways.
Exactly. But obviously, it's only sometimes like we go through something, then we grow through it. And we're able to realize, like, all right, cool. Actually, I can deal with things a bit better. Obviously, sadly for me, I learned that way, 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 way down the line and the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Like, for myself, which was losing a lot of time and
So you've
even
gone back
losing
now
my
to
life,
prison,
you know
yeah?
what I mean? Yeah.
I want to get to that what you said, but
Yeah.
you've gone back to prison. Is that the next stage?
So I come home 2007 from firearms, then at the end of 2007, like 2008, and then end of 2008, outside I used to do like a lot of moves, do robberies, etc. Done a move, just gone left, and then ended up getting a 9-year sentence.
Jesus.
Now I'm on that sentence, and the same thing, because again you think that you know people and you think that everybody's on the same thing, but then you realize it's only till you're in a situation that you really learn like who's on what and who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because in theory everything sounds good. If that was me, boy, I would do this. If that was me, but then that same people, or they've never been tested in a situation. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's in the field until it's time to get dirty, innit? Then people don't want to get their white trainers muddy, or you get me?
100%.
So yeah, like got a 9-year sentence, and then I remember
How old were you when you got a 9-year sentence?
I was 18.
18.
Just turning 19.
Fucking hell, man.
And then obviously went through that sentence, and to be honest, it done a lot for me, because
In hindsight,
at the time, I think if I was outside, I would have probably ended up, I nearly did. Even on that sentence, I had other cases that was still happening, but obviously we give thanks that they got dropped, etc. But I'd probably end up with a life sentence. Do you know what I'm saying? I was outside, obviously, and then going back to that same thing of everybody says that they do certain things, like, oh, people snitch on you, people do, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's meant to be outside, get into a madness, you retaliate or you do something, next thing, them same people are dropping your name. Do you know what I'm saying? So
the game's not clean regardless.
Nah, man, it's a treacherous world, you know. So but yeah, like, and I think on that sentence, for me, because, you know, things are still happening outside. And then obviously I'm in jail.
Yeah.
Just because you're in jail don't mean that things are on pause. It's even worse.
Yeah.
Because now you're still on the same energy, man. I'm still on the same energy of, like, if I see certain people or whatever, like, well, you got Paso with my people, so it ain't safe in here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But then I'm speaking to the man them, or I'm talking to people, and then, oh yeah, I was out, like, and things are happening and people are around each other now. So it's confusing, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think I got to a point where I started to realize, you know what, let me try and start patterning things up for myself. In school, done rubbish in school. I was expelled, kicked out, didn't really do any like my GCSEs and stuff like that. I think I got Fs. Phil Edwards Centre only let me go in for the day of the test. Like, I can't actually be in the centre.
So you're set up to fail, innit?
Do you know what I'm saying? And if you know Phil Edwards Centre,
I don't know.
it's a mess, bro. It's a mess. It's like, man, I got kicked out of Ashburton.
Bro.
And Ashburton is...
Croydon's a whole different world to my upbringing.
Like,
I only know schools around Lewisham,
yeah,
but
like,
I know the name.
Yeah,
but
it's the end of the road anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? At that time, it was the end of the road. You get me? But yeah, man. So when I was away, I thought, you know what? I ain't gonna waste my time just be here. So I started
waiting to get out and carry on doing the same thing.
So redone my GCSEs. I think I got like C's.
While you was inside,
I was away.
Amazing.
So I would read these things. My reading and writing, I'd always struggled with reading and writing from school, which caused a lot of my frustration.
Yeah.
Obviously now, sorry to cut you.
No, I was about to cut you off. I'm the king of cutting people off.
We're more susceptible to all these labels, ADHDs and dyslexia and all these things. But obviously, Like
I
growing
was
up.
gonna ask you, do you reckon you was just non-diagnosed?
Yeah,
if
no,
that makes
100%.
sense?
Like even till now, like I've never thingy, but I know, like, bro,
No doubt.
when
I'm
yeah,
highly dyslexic, bro. In
that's
school,
what
I
I'm
was
saying.
diagnosed in year 1 or year 2.
Yeah,
So I've always been aware. I've always had the support from the school because
yeah.
I've been prioritized in that category, if that makes sense.
See, I was never, but then it's only as I got older that my mum even told me, yeah, she was dyslexic, and like, and
It's a
so on and
common
so forth.
thing, bro.
Yeah. So I just thought, oh, like I just couldn't read, innit?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I was looking at things just looked muddled up, innit? And I also say and spell things the way that they sound to me.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So even though
I used to see rivers on the page. So I'd look at like a book, for example, and you see all the writing.
yeah,
My eyes would blur to the gaps,
yep,
and it would and that image would create where I'd just see like rivers. And
Yeah.
now I'm no longer reading, bro.
yeah,
I'm just looking at this image on a page
Yeah.
of, you know.
bro, it's techie, fam. So it's actually techie, fam.
But anyway,
And then,
go on.
and I used to get frustrated.
Of
So
course.
obviously, teachers telling me, and you know, it's in the textbook. I'm saying, yeah, but I don't understand the text.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but just read the book then. But I can't read the book, but I don't want to tell people.
Because
But
now, it's
you
an
know what I'm saying?
insecurity.
So now, obviously, acting out, frustrated, boom, wigging out. But yeah, so, you know, and the same thing, like being in jail, I don't want to ask people, yo, fam, can you read my letter?
Yeah.
Like,
That you're sending out.
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bless
Like, so obviously, just patterning up, kind of relearn, re-educated myself. That got better. And then started doing all my PT courses, understanding my training better.
Because you was always physical the whole
Yeah,
time.
I've always been physical.
You was wham, bro.
Yeah, always been physical. But then I actually wanted to actually learn, like
understand the
everything
method
better.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I done that. Then even when I was away, I just used to just do just random things. I went DCAT, done my lifeguard course. I had no intention of being a lifeguard, but
no.
yo, let me learn how to swim properly. Let me learn how to, because I've always thought ahead of the game. Where I'm always thinking, right, if I got like if I'm with my niece and my nephew, my kids at some point, do you know what I'm saying? Because at the time I didn't have no children, but always thinking ahead, innit? And then but yeah, man. So then
I was gonna ask quickly. Do you feel like, just because I want this to like be informing as possible, like when they are, because hopefully people will be listening to this and maybe some people will be on the wrong path, but there's like, does prison actually give you an opportunity if you so seek it to change? Do you feel like, or is it's got to come within? Do you know what I mean? Is prison like kind of in a way like, if you're here to fuck around, cool, fuck around. Or if you're here to get a few qualifications and try and turn your life around, you can.
Like,
I know the prison system in this country is fucked. Let's be honest.
You see change and all this kind of stuff. It only happens within yourself, innit? Yeah. That's
but once you've made that
foremost.
decision,
then
there
any
opportunity?
Any situation that you're in, if you're willing to change and make something of yourself, yeah, bro, they could put me in the jungle. I'm gonna learn how to do something to better myself. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a clip right there, boom.
Like,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, but then that only comes with mindset and you being willing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you could put listen, how much people sit around a table and there's so much opportunity there, but they're just not an opportunist. Do you know what I'm saying? They might not have that drive, but then you walk in and you're thinking, oh, bro, you got X, Y, and Z. And you're someone that can put dots together and, oh, no, boom. And then that's it. Now you've made something happen, but that same person might have been sitting around all of this stuff and ain't got shit going on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, change only happens when you want it to happen, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? That's it. People spend years in jail and come out on the same thing, innit? Have the same flex, same mindset. Others go in and realize, yo, listen, I need to break the cycle, innit? So, and for me, that didn't even happen straight away. I was just still like, I remember I came. Wait.
How long of the 9 years did you serve?
I done 4.5 years.
Yeah.
was in DCAT, went DCAT for
For anyone that doesn't
for-
know, DCAT's
for
like
open
D
gel.
category, open gel, in
Yeah.
and out.
By the way, we had a whale of a time. Festival days.
I don't want to know what
Anyway.
no criminal get up to on his freedom passes.
Anyway, yeah.
Save that one for another podcast,
yeah,
man.
that's right. Yeah. Anyway, flipping. But yeah, I remember, and around the same time, speaking, I was like, I met my missus. Started to kind of put things in place in my life.
This
like,
is when you've come out, yeah?
Yeah.
So how old are you
So
when you've come out this time? Just to
I
give it some.
was 23.
Okay.
23. I was home for like 4 weeks. And like I said, I've been putting things in place, but
It's
my
hard to break the
mindset-
cycle, bro.
my mindset was still kind of like, it weren't
It's all you've
fully,
ever known, bro.
Yeah,
If
it weren't
that makes
fully,
sense.
it weren't fully patterned. So I was home for like 4 weeks. It was out, festival, party mode. I then got into a passer and ended up getting stabbed in my stomach.
Yeah.
And yeah, that nearly rubbed me out. I was in a bad way still. It wasn't the first time, but the worst time. And yeah, man. And do you know what?
That was at a festival, yeah?
Yeah, that was at a festival, man.
What festival?
It was at
Wireless.
yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
the name festival name. Bro, if you're a
Yeah.
kid, don't go wireless, by
Yeah,
the way.
nah,
The
nah,
amount of
nah,
stabbings
nah.
that happened at this
Yeah.
go Glastonbury,
Yeah.
smoke.
Do you
Let me
know
not
what I'm
encourage no drug use, but
Nah,
whatever,
man,
man.
this-
Go and enjoy yourself. Listen to the music.
Nah, it
Enjoy the
is.
vibes.
It
Wireless
don't
is
really
like
it don't matter where you go, yeah.
Yeah.
It's how
And
you conduct yourself, innit?
trouble can find
Do
you.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even in that situation, I was being an idiot.
Mm.
I caused the situation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need to move how I was moving. Got into a passer. Could have just let it be, innit? But instead, I want to strong arm, like, doing the bad boy thing. And then, obviously, look, just handle myself, whatever. But yeah, you end up fighting and putting your guts back in your stomach, innit? So,
Yeah, this story is crazy.
yeah. And again, obviously, I was with a lot of people. Yeah, but
You
Like-
felt like the support wasn't there.
yeah, so
And
again,
that was like a real time of need.
yeah, again, a learning curve, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
The hardest learning
yeah,
curve,
it was
nearly
another
dying.
another
Jeez.
learning curve. But listen, like I say, from that, yeah, it's like you realise when shit hits the fan,
Who's really got you?
you
I
know what I'm
guess.
saying? And then,
Or-
and not even just that, it's just
yeah, I was gonna say.
more so in your own conduct.
That's
Because I've learnt more about myself from these situations. Forget what everybody else is on.
That's what
or-
I was gonna say. It's
do
not
or
even
don't do.
about.
Do you know what I'm
It's
saying?
almost like you can predict people in harsh situations ain't gonna
Do you know what I'm saying?
rise to the challenge,
So-
but yourself. That's a very
and
important way
and
of
that
saying
and
it.
that was the biggest lesson for me, is because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what anybody else is on, because you're always gonna be you. That's-
Mm.
No one ain't gonna have your own back like
No,
yourself,
Yeah.
and your own interests like yourself, right? So, like, yeah. So from there, obviously, I was in hospital for like 4 weeks, and then I was homebound for nearly 6 months, I think.
This is a severe stab wound, bro.
Yeah,
People that don't
like,
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
full.
open up like my whole stomach. I think it punched like my small intestine or my large intestine and my colon, and ruptured my back muscle. But yeah, then again healing up, whatever. Started to kind of like, obviously my missus was pregnant as well.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, my missus,
this time,
she was pregnant with my eldest, and there's a lot of things that was going on through that time, and even at that time, being in the hospital and everything happening, and she was like, she didn't want me to obviously go back outside and be on
Re-engage.
smoke.
Yeah,
be
yeah,
on
yeah.
smoke, whatever. She asked me like, well, promise me this, and I felt like there was a lot of pressure coming from all angles, innit? And even at the time I was in the hospital, they were talking about recalling me. Trident, I think, came up there. It was weird, man. It was weird. It was just a proper weird time. And
It's like almost life is telling you now at this point. Surely, bro. It's like you've been
it
stubborn
was
enough not to
so
listen the
peak.
first 10 times.
Bro, it was so peak, yeah. And like, I think that was one of the first times that I proper like hit depression. Like proper like head was going, like I was like, yo, obviously one part of me, everything has to go. The other side is like
New friendship
you need to
groups.
fall back, like what you doing.
Yeah.
But obviously you're torn. And then obviously like just as a man, I'm like, well, not techno violation and so it was just a lot.
Is this, are you talking about like almost retaliation to
everything,
the
man.
incident that happened with you?
Yeah, like that. And there's other things that's happening in life, like this, and it's just all mounting up. And then yeah, man, like so then started healing up. I was like I say, got out of the hospital, was homebound, and then remember I started like get a local job.
What was that doing?
Doing art logistics.
Okay.
Doing art logistics.
How did you jump straight into a decent job? I was expecting like a Sainsbury's
yeah,
or something. Art logistics.
That is, yeah. My father-in-law at the time,
Okay.
obviously my missus, so her mum's ex.
Yeah.
Politics,
Don't even worry about getting into that.
But basically, you doing art logistics, and then I started off doing like warehouse manager, porter in and whatever, and just patterning up in the warehouse. It was just calm. It was local, calm, boom, no pressure. I didn't have to flip in. It was just calm.
You just go in, you'd work, you'd go home. That was life. Yeah, I get you.
But then I was still like kind of around. I was still around. I mean, I was still healing, innit?
Yeah.
So I couldn't really be outside properly. I had staples in my stomach, whatever. And then staples come out. And it's the same thing as like being almost like in DCAT, being in jail, and then you're patterning up. Mind is like, but you're half in, half out.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be around, started changing my social circles, but even the people that I was around at the time were family based and people that was also working, whatever, yeah. But I realized, like, well, when I'm around people, the same situations are happening, innit? Like, so whether that be we go out, passes happening, it's kicking off, bro. And it's always like, bro, why did you do why did you do that? But I see you in the passer. I don't know. I see you arguing. I'm gonna bust his head, innit? Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, but then, or we'd be driving. I'll be with some people that are like day to day they're calm, but now we're driving. Now they're on road rage. Thinking about what's going on, and it isn't to say like, man's anything. I just seeing like certain behaviours was just.
You're putting two and two together almost.
And then flipping 2014, out, boom, situation happens. Same thing, innit? Like, I was out and then kicks off. People get their head bust. And then genuinely, I didn't actually do anything in this situation.
For the first time, yeah.
But I got nicked for it anyway,
yeah.
And then, obviously, me being me, same thing. All right, cool, I'll hold it down, whatever.
I'll be loyal, won't say nothing.
Obviously, that would never be the case, but people were meant to do things and stand on business. And then when it came to it, I ended up being sitting down on remand. Then I ended up 3 years on recall. Do you know what I'm saying? So
you got recalled back in, yeah?
Ended up getting recalled and then ended up...
And this was for a 3-year sentence?
3 years, yeah.
How many years of that?
No, 3 years. I was sitting down for 3 years. So from 2014
and you would have been how old?
Yeah.
How old would you have been?
I was 24, 25.
So Rio would have been...
He was 1. So I was home for his first birthday.
Yeah.
And then, then obviously, after that. So that changed a lot of things. Obviously, got my son born, and then I'm thinking, bruv, obviously I had a lot of flipping negative energy around me, innit? So I'm sitting down. Now yeah. But I'm realizing that same thing, like, and anybody that was with me, like, that knows me, like, see me, I don't change, innit? So if I'm around 100 people or just one person, I'm just gonna conduct myself as I am, innit? Yeah. So in jail, outside, wherever. So I was just angry, innit? So obviously I was away, passes happening inside, whatever. But I'm realizing that, bro, like, all the situations I'm ever finding myself in, I can't keep blaming other people. It's always, oh yeah, but thingy. I sounded like, being able to look back now, I'm sounding like my youth. Yeah, but thingy. And it was thinking, like, no, bro, like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? And you know, like when people say that it's easier to walk away from a situation, but you don't really get it.
No. Bro, it just sounds like you've had to learn the hardest, longest way to get to that stage of mentality, man.
But, like, I only get there, but by learning the hard way, unfortunately.
I think, bro, 100% of people, I mean, 95% of people, there must be some that go, oh, okay, that little lesson taught me a lot. I said it on so many podcasts before. It's until I even said, like, oh, if I could learn from my friends' mistakes, I see something happen to them, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'll learn. And I'd still go and do the dumb thing, and then it would burn me, and then I would feel it. And then sometimes I would still do it. So I know exactly what you mean, but...
And like my gran used to always say, if you don't hear, you must feel, in it. So
I've already said that on I said many of my wise friends say that saying.
So, that's normal. But so I'm away, back and sitting down. I'm thinking, bro, what am I doing, fam? Just sitting down, some idiot thing. For what? Do you get me?
You're giving at this point 8 years of your life to prison, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And then I remember being away, and then obviously again I was in high down, so it's local, my name's there, whatever. And when one of my pals was like, bro, everyone's always kind of been on to me. Like, there's a few of the man that's been doing the fighting thing. Quite a lot of people, for like the older lot from Fulton even and growing up and that, were kind of the originals especially in MMA.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But then there's a lot of people that I linked along the way that was boxers and this and that, and I used to reason with them, and it's something that I've always been passionate about from a youth.
Clearly,
always used to watch wrestling.
Yeah,
I love it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in whatever do you know what it is? There's a beauty in violence in it that I find. So, whatever the situation was, I used to enjoy it. I used to get a thrill out from it. That was my thing, innit? Yeah, and that's even till now the same thing. You watch most of my fights, you see
you love it, bro.
Smiling.
That's why you're the worst person to fight, because I even still, when I see you, even in the Muay Thai fight, when Sadly was taking some big shots, I'm like, no. Anyone else would have probably quit on the stool. Yeah. And you're there going, no, we're going to rock this out to the last round, and we're going to keep going, keep smiling. You and him are friends now, because he's probably even in his head, he won the fight, but he's probably thinking, this guy is nuts. Like, I actually don't want to, in the real world, this guy's going to win the war, because he's just going to go until death.
Yeah, like, and this is it. I'll go out on my shield every time, you know what I'm saying? But tried and tested, you know what I'm saying, in many situations. And so, yeah, man, obviously I'm away, recall, boom, whatever. And then I remember 214 got recalled, 215, 216. I remember being with a couple of the man named boom, and we used to do pads. Yeah. So we used to just train in whatever, where you had pads in it, so you got parcels, whatever. We had pads. So calm. I remember saying, well, you ever thought about like doing some boxing or whatever? Yeah, but anytime this has ever happened, I've always thought, but I was outside and like don't really think about that, innit? And even growing up, it wasn't something that was encouraged. I used to love fighting. I used to love watching boxing. I used to love watching wrestling, whatever it was, the kung fu movies, all this kind of stuff. But growing up, it was never like, oh, go boxing. Probably kickball, encouraged to go play football, if anything. Anyway, boom, flipping. I remember sitting on the wing, everyone's chilling. And I said to the man there, I was like, yo, I'm going to fight. I figure out, what, social? Or I think I'm talking like on the wing. I'm saying, no, when I get, like, I'm going to go, I'm gonna jump on this fighting thing. And then a few of them was laughing. Not like, it was just random, innit? But then the others was like, I bet. Like, they know, like, they got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How does training? So I changed all my training. I said, right, when I touch the roads, I know that I'm going to at least need like a foundation, something to bring to the table. And it's going to, like, you're not just going to walk in and be like, thingy. So for me, it was fitness.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make sure that my engine is and my discipline. So whatever, I just know that if a coach tells me, yo, I need you to do this, I'm going to do that and more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
You know how it goes. Like, you don't need to chase me up on any program that you set me.
No, I know you're doing
If anything, you're going to have to say, yo, Rhea, are you...
great client.
Are you
I
chilling?
was going to say, bro, do you know the saddest thing, fam? Like, we've been spewing for literally like 50 minutes, and I feel like we haven't even covered all your achievements.
Yeah.
We've covered your life.
Yeah.
Which is, arguably the most important. We're going to come back. We're going to have to do this, bro. Like, I need a 2-hour podcast, bro, because your story cannot be captured in an hour. But I was...
I'll fast forward.
I was just going to say, like, bro, just the accolades, things you've done, like, since everything you've just heard for the last 40, 50 minutes about my brother, let's just say that was all part of his journey to turn around to what is now a great fighting career, bro. And it's still not done. There's
100%.
still more to go to it, but please, fast
forward. So fast forward, 2017, come home. January 2017, February, walked into martial arts. Fast forward into Muay Thai. Fast forward to today, 3-time K1 world champion, British, ISKA, ISKA British champion, ISKA European champion. I've got 2 ISKA world titles. I've got another world title in K1 promotion, CFS world title, and 2 different weight divisions. Gone over to boxing now. 3-0 in boxing, my first British title. The first of many. And then I'm fighting next week, going to be 4-0 and pick up my second title. Man. Look, man, nothing.
This is what I don't want it to just cut and be like, oh, bro, we got to go. So I want it to be like this episode has a message behind it. And I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get all my guests back. I'm gonna get you back, and we're gonna talk more in detail about this. But it's the most important thing about today is the message I want you to leave people is clearly your journey has not been straightforward. It's been the least straightforward out of any of my guests so far. I've had rehab people, bankruptcy, but you're talking 8 years of your life behind bars, literally nearly death.
Yeah. Do you know what, man? It's just you gotta be the change that you want to see, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like you got and it's never too late. It's never too late to make a change, and it's never too late to chase a dream. Just get it done, man. Get it done. Hard work pays off, man. 100%. I'm an advocate for it. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you want to do is, it's in reach.
Yeah.
But you just gotta be dedicated. Discipline, man.
And that goes out to anyone that's like, my circumstances are different, man. I got to get it spread. I got to do this. But it's actually like, no, these are what you've displayed brilliantly. These are all excuses 100%. That you can happily use until it's like, I'm done with these excuses. Like 100%. You're saying, it's his fault, but I was back in then. But actually, until you yourself go, actually, I can keep making these excuses. Everything's possible, bro.
100%.
Everything is possible. As you said, hard work, discipline, self-belief, and also when the going gets tough, don't give up, because it's gonna get tough. It's probably gonna be harder than the fuckery that you was doing.
Bro, it always gets harder. Yeah, just before the tipping point. Do you know what I'm saying? Just before that blessing is about to land, things usually get rocky. But it's like, for me, obviously, I'm a religious man, I'm a spiritual man. I believe that it's God's test for us sometimes. Just before we get our blessing, just to see, like, alright, do you really want this?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? But a lot of the time, we ask for ease or whatever, but actually it's the strength that we need to get through a tough situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't want it easy. We want an easy ride.
No.
I'd rather be able to know that I'm strong enough to overcome whatever situation, the obstacles there is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Big G always says it at the Dons, and he's obviously, you're fighting on DFC's card.
Yeah.
He always says it. He says, when you ask for strength, God doesn't give you strength. He gives you the opportunity to show strength, if that makes sense.
Facts.
I always remember him saying that.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's reciting it out of the Bible and through what he's heard. But I always remember him saying it. And it's a powerful saying, bro.
Yeah. And it's the same thing. Islamically, we know that after hardship comes ease, you know. But it's only
you
till
hope so.
Through it.
Sometimes it's hardship.
Yeah.
But keep going.
But at some point, whether it's now, in the afterlife, wherever, however you want to look at it, at some point, it will be there. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%, bro.
But yeah, man. Shout out Big G as well, man.
They're putting you on.
Yeah.
Bro, I actually hate to wrap it up because you was going and I looked at my time. I thought,
calm,
fam,
man.
I need to get these 2-hour studio plots in. Hey, sponsors, man, hook me up, man. Let this conversation flow a bit longer. Allow it to be, this is a hobby for me right now. It's all off my own back. If anyone can help a brother to prolong these conversations, because I don't think a man of your stature's life story can be told within an hour. And the message I want to get out of this podcast can be told within an hour.
But even what you're doing, man, even this, because the amount of times that we've said, it would be dope to have a fly on the wall, etc. But what you're doing, you're going to help so many by spreading these messages and putting it out there. So, no, man, 100%, man. Yo.
We're going to come back. You're going to bring all the belts next time, because these are 2 of how many have you got at home?
Oh, man.
Brother, this guy's front room, his wife must be like, what the
I was going to bring them as well,
fuck is going on in my front room?
I'll bring them next time. I think there's like,
I really appreciate these gloves though, man, and he gave me a T-shirt, but that T-shirt he owed me from a time back, so I ain't even going to put it on the table. That's my T-shirt. But bro, I hate to cut it off, but we're going to do this again, because by the next time I see you, the way this guy's active, I didn't even get into his training regime. This guy overtrains, and we'll talk about that another day as well, but this guy will probably, by the next time I speak to him, will have had another 10 fights. How many fights you had in your whole career?
I don't know.
Good answer.
I don't know. I just know that I've won most of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've won most of them.
Bro.
But yeah, man. Can't stop, won't stop, man. You know how it goes.
Yeah. And he's going back to train now, as 100%. Am I. We're all going back to work. But bro, I really appreciate you. I really do.
Man, come on,
thank you so much for giving me an hour of your time. We're going to do this again. And you're going to have another belt or another 2 belts by the time next time we speak. But the main message is, this man has been there, if there is anywhere to go, and he's made it on the other side a success. More importantly than the belts, let me finish on this one. More importantly than the belts, this man's raised 3 amazing kids.
My family, man, that's my biggest accomplishments, man.
Do you know what I mean? And how you are around people. If anyone knows you now, I don't know if they knew you before, but if they know you now, then they know who you are. They know you're a real one. They know. Do you know what I mean? It's just like your family is your trophy for me, and I just say how beautiful that situation is. So, and this is all off the back of what seemed like a road that had no positive end to it, bro.
Yeah,
so,
1,000,000%.
I'll leave it there, bro. It's nothing but love, man.
Every time.
Yeah?
Come on, man. Blessings.
I really appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. Bless.
Safe, bro. We made a whole episode without saying pause. Pause. We'll finish on that.
Yeah.
Love, bro.
No, come on, family.